And these guys are going to be able to open up on me. There's a PPC and 2 large lasers. What would that be? Is that a Black Knight? I believe we have a Black Knight on the field. Now that range is kind of difficult for the Manticore to get its weapons to bear. I mean, it hit with quite a bit of that.
Mech warriors, show
We
us
also
what
had
you
decent
got.
damage reduction. We could go in for the melee strike against this guy. I mean, problem is Manticores just have a lot of armor. I would probably reserve this action. They're going to keep hitting the Vindicator. We need to get the Vindicator out of there. Most of their fire seems to be direct fire.
Waiting on you, Commander.
So if I jump in the water here, we might be okay. I use Vigilance to give myself a little bit of protection too, because the Vindicator's taking a decent amount of damage at this point. That PPC, it does, I hit with it, but oftentimes the graphic kind of shows weird. Hey, buddy.
It's okay, damage.
I don't know what your problem is, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. What's wrong?
Receiving.
He just wants to talk to me about something. I really don't know what it is. Yeah, I think we try and take this Manticore out. It's really, it is the only thing that's giving them vision. But it's going to take a beating to knock out. I'll have another go at it with the Trebuchet. Then it's going to be down to the General. I may go in with the melee strike because we do way more damage there, and it's also focused damage. So if we can attack on that side, which is the left side. Unfortunately, the Trebuchet is not really in a position to hit that side. What's our chance to hit here? Okay. Well, that's going to be the shot we got. What are we doing on ammo? We still have 270 rounds. That's not too bad. Fire. That's done it. Alright, so we could withdraw at this point, but we're actually not doing too bad. And the opposition that's coming up to face me is a lot lighter. They do have one heavy mech, which I believe is a Black Knight, because I'm pretty sure with that kind of firepower, a BBC and 2 large lasers, that definitely plays the hand of a Black Knight to me. I may not have anything for the Jenner to do this turn, but at the very least we can burn through their turn.
Commander.
You know, I like the idea of a really conservative move here. Our Jenner's running a hot, so we'll take care of that.
On my way.
Guess we can sensor lock. Oh no, it's not in sensor range for us, so we will do nothing.
Come on, people. Let's make it happen.
All right, make them be the ones to make the move. Most of their mechs are fairly far back,
Here for now.
because they really didn't push forward. Seems like a lot of their mechs had long range firepower, so they just kind of stayed at that range and picked at me. Okay.
I'm listening.
Jenner can make a decision here. If this guy has enough evasion that we really can't do anything to him. 2 evasion's not too bad. The real problem is just how much damage reduction the guy's going to have. I have no problem doing a precision strike here. Alternatively, we sensor lock this guy so that the Trebuchet has somebody else to target that we could do full damage on. But I don't have another target at this point, so it's just going to have to be what it is. It's not good accuracy at all. It's going to be hard for my other mechs to really get into position here. Okay, you can get into position. What about the Forcer?
Waiting for orders.
Fortunately, they're running really hot, so it's going to be difficult. Oh, here we go. You walk normally? Okay, no. No, I want to jump. Okay, I'm doing this move purely so that my trebuchet has a target. We're probably going to have to retreat after this turn because... oh, actually, you still have coolant vent. Probably going to need to use it. So we got a grasshopper here. Going at initiative 3, so we have actually 2 heavy mechs that we have to contend with, which is unfortunate. Especially the grasshopper. Full armor grasshopper. Grasshoppers are very hard to put down. I'm going to go ahead and use Precision Strike here again. I am going to have to use that coolant vent. I'm not surprised at that at all, but next turn we're probably going to have to retreat. There's not really a good section to go after. At least I don't think so. With the... Because a lot of its... a good chunk of its weapons are in the like in the central area. So you've got a large laser in the center torso, and you've got an LRM-5 in the head. Those are going to be pretty much impossible to take out until the thing's dead, unless of course you can knock out its ammo for the LRMs, which are over here on the right side. Okay, I guess we'll target that right side. Maybe not the best call, but... Okay, so now Crackshot's gonna do her thing.
Standing by.
I do need to move her up. I don't think they're likely going to punish me for this move. Well, that being said, the assassin maybe, but she should beat these guys to initiative because we've already precision struck them. So you're gonna be A, you're gonna be B. B is going to be this one. This way we're doing full damage on both of them.
Gotcha.
We want to try and take out the assassin here, because it does not have a lot of armor. They should go down fairly easily. The Grasshopper is going to take some work. The Black Knight's going to take some work. But those we probably will target close to the end.
I hear ya.
Not really sure why I would jump in here. Maybe instead I just walk up and we take this turn to rest, because I will have the coolant vent ability next turn. And we will have the initiative advantage to be able to use it properly. So I think this is a good call. It keeps our more threatened mechs kind of out of danger. Oh, it's a crab acting as a light mech. I thought that was a Commander 1B. So they have more than one mech that has the Master Tactician ability. Alright, I mean, that is what it is. I don't have a move with Truck just yet. So I'm just going to reserve. We've knocked all their guys down in initiative, so they don't really have a move.
Waiting on you, Commander.
I'd like to keep beating on that assassin if I can. So I will. The only downside is it has so much damage reduction. If I move up here, do I get in that closer range bracket? No. The accuracy any better? Slightly. I guess I'll take it then.
No sweat.
Alright. Turn this stuff on. Tempted to use Vigilance here. I want you to hit this guy hard.
Firing everything I've got.
Okay.
Yeah, critical hit.
Alright.
Yes, Commander.
We want to stay on the assassin. We're going to position ourselves for that. Still running pretty hot here, but we should be fine. This enforcer is fairly heat efficient. We're really starting to hurt this assassin despite all its damage reduction. There goes its leg, which should take away some of its damage reduction
Critical hit.
because it won't be guarded anymore. Fortunately, we lost vision to the other two. Okay, crack shot.
Commander? I'm there.
See if you can finish this guy for me. Center torso.
Copy that, Commander.
Yep, got him.
Target down.
So this is going to be a slugfest to round out the rest of the turn. Hopefully their Black Knight goes early and kind of wastes its move now. So it's going to be able to attack my guys. That's not really a whole lot I can do about that because I'm pretty sure they established vision at this point.
What happened?
I'm just guessing that's a Black Knight. I really don't know. With what it's been firing at me, damn stray shot. I was actually worried about that.
Not much armor.
Guess there's
left
one way
in
to
the
find
laser.
out, right?
Yeah.
We can really just move however we want with the Jenner because of its initiative advantage. I'm probably going to attack the crab if I had to
Heading
pick
out.
something.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a Black Knight. I did call that. Yeah, I think we attack the crab in this case. It has no damage reduction. It's the easiest thing to hit. It's also going to be the easier thing to knock out. Oh, that's right. The crab goes as a light mech, so I don't have the initiative advantage. But it did kind of mess up my move here.
Firing everything.
Kind of hoping stray shots would hit the Black Knight behind. But I won't be surprised at all if this attack... Oh, okay. You're not going to attack. Oh, no. That's not a good sign.
Armor blow through. Internal damage.
Where is that? Okay, so we can't take much more damage here. I think I'm going to have to withdraw, guys. Our mechs are starting to get too beat up. And I don't think we beat a Grasshopper and a Black Knight. Not with the mechs that we have. I mean, if I was really super conservative, maybe. But the problem is this Grasshopper goes at the same initiative as my medium mechs, which actually makes that really difficult to pull off. Yeah, I don't know. We could try and stick it out, but every time I stick it out to fight, we're just letting these two guys unload on me. And Black Knight does actually quite a lot of damage. It can, anyway. So, I think we're going to have to withdraw again. If this Enforcer takes any more damage, we would lose systems that I cannot replace. I cannot replace an extended large laser. I cannot. So, I think we have to make the call here. I hate doing it because I feel like we could fight this out, but we also have to consider the cost to my company to try and come back from this. I think it's not worth it. Especially as their mechs are mostly fresh. I've done very little damage to them at this. And my trebuchet is probably running out of ammo. This last time we checked, it had like, what, 270, but it's already fired a couple turns, so it probably only has 2, maybe 3 turns more firing. I think we're done. Yeah. I think this is the right call. That sucks. We had to withdraw from 2 of the 3 contracts here. But it should still be a good faith because we did our primary objective. Those mechs were a lot heavier than they should have been at that difficulty. And it's just that flat out. I can't really help that. So, there we have it. We also weren't running with our top pilots and stuff like that, so... I find it interesting that we only have, like, very little of the salvage. Oh, LRM-20 with plus damage? Yes, please. Plus, a PPC with plus 5 damage. That's also tempting, but the LRM-20 is harder to find and probably more valuable. So, I'm going with that. We're going to get 5 salvage total. Fortunately, we didn't get anything useful. Well, that sucks. But I had to make a judgment call, and I think it was the right call. I mean, that was... I'd have to think about how many opponents did we have? We had the two assault weight vehicles, a mana core and another M carrier. We had... I'm trying to think of what the first thing that we encountered was. There was a Warhammer. I feel like another mech, and I'm not remembering what that other mech is. Or am I mistaken? Was that all that was the initial thing? We may have only taken out 2 mechs. Come to think of it. Because we took out the assassin from the other lance, and then they had 3 mechs left over. So I think the first group was only 3. Maybe I'm misremembering a mech out of the group. But the only thing that I remember is the Warhammer, so... Oh well. That's all the contracts, so let's go into the mech bay here. I don't really have anything exciting to do. Well, the Shadowhawk, we have to set that up. So let's repair the Enforcer. Nice simple repair. The question with the Shadowhawk is, what do we give it? My gut is to go with SRM-6s. I don't think we have really installed any SRM-6s anywhere that I would want to rip out, like any special SRM-6s. I'm pretty sure that is the case. Because there aren't any in the Generals, I usually rip out the SRMs. This is the only other mech that I think has SRMs, and it's only a normal SRM-6. I don't think we have any special SRMs. I'm going to double check that. I mean, we have a lot of SRM-2s. Which, who knows, maybe I will implement. Because the way that this works now, I don't know if this was always true, but the SRM-2s are just as effective as SRM-6s as far as a damage per heat scale, whereas that is not true in the tabletop game. In the tabletop game, SRM-6s are more efficient from a heat scale than the lighter SRMs are. So there is a real reason you would take an SRM-6 over an SRM-2 or 4. And the Shadowhawk has enough missile slots, so we might be able to get away with that. Like 2 SRM-2s and an SRM-6. And then we'd actually get all the damage potential. Well, we're going to have to do the design and see what it looks like. Now, I would like the cockpit module, but I don't think there are any in this system. And I'm not sure I'd like to rip that out of the Phoenix Hawk. But that may be indeed what we do, because the Shadowhawk, the intention of the Shadowhawk is to replace the Phoenix Hawk as our frontline mech. The Phoenix Hawk would then become a backup mech. And I think that is the right call. We do have a cockpit mod here. It only give us 1 injury resist. But I think that's worth it. We'll go ahead and buy. We're over 2 million, so we're not really hurting for money anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this.
New equipment available.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come into the Phoenix Hawk. I'm going to give it a cockpit mod, but I'm going to strip out this one because this one's way better. And we'll put that one in the Shadowhawk. Because I think all of our other frontline mechs have something in their head. They have something there, so... yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and refit. Also, we have the gyro mod here. Now, the trick with the Shadowhawk is I don't know where its its slots are, so we may not be able to use this. We have to make that determination before we decide on what we're going to do to the Phoenix Hawk, though. So let's take a peek at it and see where everything lies. So there's one missile slot in the center torso. We can work around that because I think the gyro's 3 spaces. We could use an SRM2 here or an SRM4. Either one only takes up 1 slot. I think we'd be fine. So yeah, that would work. So yeah, let's go back up. Now the question is, okay, so with +4 damage, SRM2 does 8 damage per missile. Normally, so +4 would be 12. So that's 24 damage for that one SRM2. Whereas an SRM4 would do 8 per... It has 4 missiles, so it does 32 damage, but it weighs twice as much. So efficiency-wise, that is the better call. I don't know if I like an SRM6 into the equivalent of an SRM4, but 2 SRM2s, that would be up to 48, so it'd be the equivalent of 2 SRM6s at 2/3 of the weight. Okay, I think that's probably what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and refit the Phoenix Hawk. We're going to strip out the gyro. We're going to strip out the cockpit mod. We're going to strip out the heatsink. That's going to hurt the Phoenix Hawk quite a lot, but it has to be done because we're going to want that double heatsink in a mech that's a frontline mech, not a backup mech. We're going to go ahead and replace that. Single heatsink. This is going to hurt the Phoenix Hawk a lot, but I need to strip out some of these weapon systems. I'm going to take out the ER medium laser because it's pretty hot. That runs the mech pretty hot, and we do need to counter that a little bit. So I'm going to replace that with a normal medium laser. I may strip out the extra damage medium lasers as well. Because again, we have to remind ourselves, this is a backup mech. This is not our frontline mech. At least now it will be. I've got the hiccups bad. I apologize for that. We're down to 130. I'm probably going to use 3 energy weapon systems. ER ER medium laser, medium pulse laser, medium laser as our 3 choices. Because I've never used the medium pulse laser. It's been sitting in my inventory for a long time because I just haven't had the option really. I think that's what we do. So if that's the case, I'll take the +10 damage and we'll leave the +5 damage on the Phoenix Hawk. Because we want the Shadowhawk to do as much damage as possibly can. It's going to cost us a lot more money and time than just a simple swap out of a couple parts. Because every part you swap around does cost you a little bit of time. Although it seems like it's not that bad. 2 days, 5,500. That's actually not that bad. Okay. So the grand scheme of things, we did lower the damage output quite a lot. But we have increased the heat efficiency. It is actually more heat efficient than it used to be. We reduced the range a little bit too, because obviously the extended range laser had more range. But it is what it is. I would have liked to keep pushing the efficiency of this Phoenix Hawk if I could, but now we have a better mech, and I feel like we should stick with that mech. So yeah, this is going to be it. Okay. Now let's go over to the Shadowhawk and make it the best mech we can. Oh no. Oh no. Shit. One of the missile slots, I misread this. One of the missile slots is in the head. We can't use that cockpit mod. God damn it. Oh well, we'll stick onto the good cockpit mod for later. But yeah, that was a problem. Oh well, it is what it is. We don't have very many pilots that can run that Phoenix Hawk anyway, so... Let me set this up then. So this is my initial plan. SRM2, SRM2, SRM6. This is equivalent of having 2 SRM6s so far. So we'll do 96 damage. And now we go to the energy weapons. Now, I don't know what our tonnage is going to be like. I'm more than likely I'm going to want to have 5 jump jets if I can pull it off. I'm not sure we're going to do support weapons just yet. I'll see where we're at. So medium pulse is going to come over here. And then we're going to use the ER medium laser. And the normal medium laser with extra damage. Our heat efficiency is pretty bad. We are going to have to work on that. Okay, now for the gyro. We had already kind of determined that we were going to use. Oop. Yeah. This is a problem. Well, we'll make it work. Alright. So we've got quite a bit of room still. I'd like to up armor the thing. Obviously, it needs to be a little bit more heat efficient than it is right now. We have to have some ammo for our SRMs. Let's say 2 tons. Because we're doing, what, 10 shots? That'd give us 20 turns of endurance, probably more than enough. If we only do 1 ton, that's only 10 turns of endurance, which is not enough, I don't think. We want a little bit better endurance there, so we'll go with that. We still have a lot of room here for some improvement. So we want that double heat sink in here. Alright. And we also need the jump jets. So 1, 2, 3. Oh. We're going to have this be asymmetric. Because I can't put it in the center torso, so... Alright. So there's our 5 jump jets. So we have still 9 tons to work with, which is a lot. I'm not going to put an autocannon in this thing. I think we don't have the tonnage to spare, because 9 tons, autocannon weighs... AC5 weighs 8 tons. And I'm not going to use an AC2. That's just not going to happen. So... Alright, I guess heat sinks. Single heat sink. Single heat sink. Okay, we're still a long ways off. What's our damage output? 206, that's really good. Obviously, we have a lot of room for improvement. We can get some up damage SRM4s. Some up damage medium lasers. This will be the most damaging mech we have right now. And I like to look for more than 200 damage if I can get it. We can increase our melee damage with an arm mod if we really want to. It's 2 tons. I'd probably be better served seeing that somewhere else. We could also grab this arm mod with stability damage. Also, we can take some support weapons. I'll have to think about that. We still have to concern ourselves with how much heat we build up. We could probably get away with some machine guns or some flamers. And hey, in concert with the dragon, that actually may work out. Let's say we did that. Because flamers don't actually generate heat. That's one thing that I think some people get a misconception with, because flamers do generate heat in the tabletop game. They do not in this. So you do have to be mindful of that. So yeah, I think if we have more than 1 mech that has flamers, that actually may work out. We can overheat some guys. Now, 5 tons of armor. I forgot, this thing is really under-armored. I'm not sure if this build makes sense. Hold on, let me back this out. Let's get at least 70 in each arm. Let's get at least 70 here. 70 here. Well, 75, sure. Let's go up to 70 in the legs. I have a lot of armor that I have to put in here. At first I was thinking, oh wow, look how much tonnage we have to work with, but I forgot this variant really decreases the armor a lot to allow it to have the firepower it does. So we're gonna need to see where the armor is before we push too many things here. We still are very heat inefficient too, so I need to do something about that. Let's go up to 80 in the arms. Maybe 90 in the legs. Go up to 95 there, up to 110 here. Okay, so I'll use the remainder of this ton, and we'll see where we're at. Okay. Like that. So 105, 105, 115, 85, 85, 95, 95. Yeah. Maybe one heatsink. I think the medium pulse laser is going to be too much. I really do. The problem is this is 20 heat, whereas a normal medium laser is only, what, 12? Something like that? Let me check. Yeah, normal medium laser is only 12, so it's 8 extra heat. It also weighs 2 tons. So as much as I really would like to use this medium pulse laser, I don't think I can do it. Now, it does do a lot more damage, but it's not twice as much. But we strip this thing out and we put a medium laser in. It would really reduce our damage. But our heat efficiency is really just terrible right now. Because if I do the medium laser, I could swing. The other alternative, we take out a ton of ammo. And then we use a heatsink there. Where would that get us? Let's see where a heatsink would get us. I don't think this is going to be good enough, but let's just say we did it for sake of argument. That's still probably not good enough. This thing is going to run crazy hot. Yeah, I think we have to strip that medium pulse laser. I hate doing it, but I think it's the only choice we have. It sucks, though. Because we're going to really lose a lot of damage because of that. Oh, well. Yeah, we could probably swing that too. SRM-4 instead of an SRM-6. That might not be a bad idea. Well, let's see where we're at with this. So, heatsink. I'm going to get rid of the ammo. Put another single heatsink over here. That's much better. This we could live with. So the question is, do we live with the medium pulse laser, or do we downgrade to an SRM-4? So let's think about it. So an SRM-6 is 12 heat, which is the same as a medium laser. An SRM-4 should only be 8. So you reduce it by 4 heat there. By switching into the pulse laser, we would gain 4 heat. So we'd have 4 more heat than we have now if we did that. But we would go up. So we lose 16 damage, go up 15. So in the end, we would lose. So if I take out this medium laser and replace it with the pulse laser, we would lose damage, and we'd be worse from a heat efficiency standpoint. So in the grand scheme of things, that is not the right move to do. We're fine with this, but the main reason we'd want to downgrade is for the endurance. Right now, we have 10 turns of endurance with the SRMs. Whereas if we downgrade to an 8, I'd have to think about the math on this one. This is a little bit more clumsy math. But we'd have a little over 12 turns of endurance. 12 and a half. Which is a little bit more acceptable. Not stellar, but it's at least acceptable. Yeah, I think we go that route. I don't think it's enough endurance. We go with the SRM-6. Oh, thank you for the follow there, Ping. Let me see, SRM-4. Now I have to make it all symmetrical. I like my mechs being roughly the same on both sides. There he is at it, yelling at me again. Very angry cat today. Okay, let me go ahead and... it's still acceptable, I'd say. And the damage is back up to 190. Not above 200 like I'd like to see it, but hey, it's acceptable. And if we can get some better weapon systems, then it will get better and better. So I'm not worried about it. You know what? The extended range laser is the one we should get rid of. Oh, and thank you also for the follow, Pentra. That's the one we should get rid of. Hold on, hold on. I think we found the solution here. Because that laser doesn't give us enough damage. Comparatively, the medium pulse laser does way more damage. You lose out on range, sure, but this is way better. Then we strip out a heatsink. And we get away with the SRM-6. Wait, what am I doing? Hold on. I've stripped out way more weight than I... Oh, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm letting myself get confused now. Okay. So we're still okay. We're still worrying about the endurance, though. What about another heatsink? That's probably pushing it too much. But we're back up to 196. I think it would take too much work to get this where I'd want it. So I think the SRM-4 is the answer. I just wish I had one that had extra damage, because that would make up for it. But we're just not there right now, so... we're just gonna have to live with it. I think the endurance would be too bad. Yeah, I'm going to use this as a hit-and-run attacker, so the more maneuverability I have, the more mobility I have, the better off we're going to be. Because I'm going to use this with a pilot that does ace pilot, so we're going to come in, we're going to hit, and then the next turn we're going to hit and run away. That's going to be the general strategy. Alright, so with that all being said, then I guess we are going to go with the... this, just for that a little bit extra damage. The other way we could go with this, too, is we could get rid of the medium pulse laser, get a medium laser, and then get, I don't know, some small lasers, and we'd pretty much be on the same. Or the, yeah, flamers. We have 2 tons. How did I manage those 2 tons? I replaced the laser. Okay. Well, then the flamers. We can do them. Hey! There you go! Hey! Yeah. It can be a problem. You can manage it for 1 turn, but then you're going to need a turn to cool off. We've been doing it okay. I mean, this is kind of the strategy we've been doing with the Phoenix Hawk, and I would say the Phoenix Hawk is about the same heat efficiency, so it'll be fine. But yeah, but looking at this, I think this is the better call. Damage-wise, we're probably, I mean, we're definitely nowhere near as good. Well, we can use this in combination with our dragon and really heat somebody up. Or we go with the medium pulse laser and just call it a day. I feel like I messed something up, though, with that pulse laser. Yeah. Oh, I stripped out a heatsink from somewhere, didn't I? Alright. So that's where we're at with this. Yeah, I don't know. This one's tough. It's a tough thing because you either go for the more damage or you go with the other solution, which kind of works in with what we are already doing. I think this is the gut with what I want to do. Yeah, it does depend on the biome. You are right on that. I'm going with this. We could obviously have room for improvement on it. But this isn't as good as I'd like. But it should be a marked improvement over the Phoenix Hawk. Although with the Phoenix Hawk you get a 20% damage improvement, so arguable. But yeah, this is what we're going to go with. Oh well. Alright. At least we're using the medium pulse laser.
I'll get it in the schedule.
Been in my inventory for a long time. Yeah, it's very interesting. This kind of build, I really like for the Shadowhawk. I do this, honestly, with all of the 55-ton mechs. The Griffin, Wolverine, whatever I get. Now, I prefer the Shadowhawk because I think it's the better mech. But this is generally what I go with. I go with SRMs linked with medium lasers. Really good damage efficiency. You can get your damage numbers up. It's very easy to get the damage to very close to or above 200 damage, which is what I'm looking for. And for a 55-ton mech, that's actually really good. That's actually amazing. So, and then the one that is our next best would be the Trebuchet here, which can do. This one actually is at 200 damage, but caveat: we're not most of the time not using this full damage. Sometimes we do. No, I kind of like the idea of using like flamers or small lasers or something like that to burn down evasion. But until we can improve the heat, we're a little bit of a problem. My one cat is just going crazy ever since. So I take a break at 2 o'clock. And ever since I went on my break and gave him his food, because I give him food at 2 o'clock, he's been bad. Hey, you, what are you doing? I think he's trying to get the other cat to play with him, and she's not responding. So he's very frustrated, I guess. I don't know. In any case, we're going to go wrap up here. This is normally where I wrap up my stream at around about 4 o'clock my time. I hope you very much have enjoyed. But yeah, could have gone better in the system. We had to withdraw from 2 contracts that just weren't looking good. But we've got our money back into a survivable situation. We just have to figure out where to go next, really. Also, we have to look out for more flashpoints. Oh, it's marking all the black markets. Also, there's a new flashpoint on the map. I have to take a look at that because that one wasn't there before. And it's really close to us, actually. It is a mission for House Steiner. It's 2.5 skulls, so very doable for us. There is a light tonnage requirement. We should be able to pull this one off. I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. House Steiner is placed at Capellan. Oh, this is, no, it's against House Steiner. The Capellans are paying us. House Steiner has placed a Capellan city under a military blockade. With your assistance, I intend to break the Lyran siege. All right. My original plan was to go down and to do this contract down here, but there's no time limit on this one, so we can wait on that. What's the biome? Arid? Okay, well that's not too bad. There is a black market here, so we could take advantage of that. Normally this planet is very difficult. Flashpoints don't care about that. Okay, what's the world like? Arid world, black market, we already know. Intersphere level of civilization, large population, a medium gravity planet, mega city, recreation, and research. Okay. That could be good for us, and it's not that far away either. Alright, so that's probably what we're going to tackle next time we come back. I like that. That was fortunate that just recently showed up. Alright, so we have a lot of work to do, but we'll be done. It was 20 days to get there. We'll be done in time. Alright, let's go ahead and wrap this up.